All right, and we're rolling.
We're live.
We're live, man. This is our first podcast.
Into the Essence,
Into the Essence is what it's called.
a
Yes.
top of the line podcast brought to you by Day Night Media. This is
Into
full
the
name.
Essence, top of the line, day night media production. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it.
All right.
But no, we got our own YouTube channel. Just give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure to check all these out. It's our first one, so it might be a little rough.
Little couple awkward pauses here and there, but we'll get it figured out.
I don't know if I looked you in the eye this much in our whole friendship.
We'll figure out. I know. We'll figure out where to look.
All right, dude. So what's on your mind today?
How'd you come up with the name Into the Essence? That's your.
Okay, that's a good question to start this off. So, as you know, I attended Grand Canyon University out there in Phoenix, Arizona. Beautiful. Actually, it's not too beautiful. I didn't really like it.
Don't even mention. Don't give them the shout outs.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite place, but
You got to pay them. They're not sponsoring this.
I don't know, dude. So I started the day night media thing, and as you know, I listen to a lot of podcasts like Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn and Brent Schaub and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to get my own space, I guess, and I'm a little weird. I'm kind of like into the universe and like thoughts and not like maybe like spirituality, but you know, like that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So I was trying to think of a good name for it, and I feel like essence like captures it, like the essence of something, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're diving into the essence of stuff. What does it really mean?
Well, the first question I got on it was, is it about psychedelics? So I think that's what people are taking from Into the Essence.
Who said that?
I don't know if I can give names on that.
Yeah, that's right. You can't disclose names.
I can't discuss names.
I
on
mean-
it. But we will probably have one listener.
We can cover that.
Yeah.
It might be if we do pretty good at these and keep going.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, we're still rolling. I wasn't sure. I can cut that out. But no, it doesn't have to do with psychedelics.
It can, but not specifically. Kind of about anything.
It can. It just depends your outlook on it. It's all about your perspective, man.
Gotcha. Into the essence of anything.
That's right.
Gotcha. Why didn't you like? You didn't like Grand Canyon, or you didn't like Phoenix?
So Grand Canyon was a good school. Okay, let's just start. Go to Grand Canyon, you know, from small town Needles, graduate with like 60 people. So it was kind of just like a big culture shock almost, because I hadn't really been to Phoenix that much. I'd probably been there like maybe once or twice when I was a kid, but not too often. And my parents go there, they drop me off, and it's like there's so many people, and there's like these huge buildings and whatnot, and so much abundance full of stuff. So the campus is really nice, and I didn't know it was a here's what's funny, I didn't know it was a Christian college until my parents like took me until they took me there, and I was like, what are all these crosses and stuff? They're like, oh yeah, it's private Christian. I'm like, oh, okay. You can't turn around now.
Did you find religion while you were there?
They tried to shove it down my throat when I was there.
We just cut out a big chunk of the audience.
Yeah, no, sorry guys. No, I mean, it's all good stuff. It's like I try to look at it as it's kind of just like a rule book, like a way of life to have a good life almost. So we can get way deep.
We'll
into
talk
that.
religion
We
one
can
of
way
these
deep.
days.
But yeah, I mean, Phoenix is cool, but it's kind of like Needles and Mojave Valley and Bullhead, but a lot bigger and a lot hotter and no river
Mm-hmm.
and a lot more people. So it doesn't sound like a good combo.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm a big fan of Phoenix either. It's kind of jam-packed, kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a great place. You went to Kansas though.
Yeah, Kansas Wesleyan.
How was that?
Salina, Kansas. I loved it. It was, I'd said, like, from the moment I got there, you could take Needles and put it in Kansas. Because it's all, even there were 50,000 people there, but that's kind of almost what we have in the whole valley, I think.
Yeah.
And then it kind of, it fit in. The people are the same. All the people just kind of want to hang out and drink beers. Like, that's a huge part of the culture here, I think. And then in Kansas, too, just kind of being relaxed and having some beers on the front lawn for them. They love drinking on the front lawn.
Well, there's only like a couple hundred people at your school, right?
It's like 700, about average.
That's like double of
700,
Needles
800.
High School.
Yeah.
So-
So really small school, too.
Was it like a culture shock at all when you went there, or is it kind of like, oh, I fit in?
Kind of like, oh, I fit in, because I was playing football, too. So we were there. We were on campus before, like, we were the first students there, really. And everyone there was kind of an athlete. Like, I think like 85, 90% of the people there are playing a sport or esports, or they're in a club. Like, And that's, I think, a big part of going there is like the scholarships you can get from that, because private schools are generally,
Because it's a private small school. Yeah.
So I'm already in the locker room, like kind of being forced to meet people, so that makes it easier. And then you're used to playing football, so I was already in the environment that I was used to, kind of.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a huge culture shock.
Yeah, you already fit in with a group of guys.
Mhm.
Dude, when I went, I mean, I didn't have any friends.
Yeah,
when
that'd be hard.
Like, it was kind of, me and Frankie went there together, but he was the only guy I knew there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of wild because you'd go out to do stuff and be like, all right, I don't really know anyone. So
Yeah.
you kind of just like hung out with your roommates and kind of people that were on the same floor as you and stuff like that. But it was definitely a big change because, going from a small town to like a big city like that, you kind of feel like alone almost.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Like probably the first year is like the toughest year. Not even like academic wise, maybe academic wise, just like getting used to all the the college classes and the curriculum. But yeah, it was really lonely out there.
Yeah. Even with that, like the first semester is hard, I think, for anyone. I almost dropped out my first semester.
Dude, I think I almost did too.
I would have, because I was on the best academic scholarship
You're like,
they had.
oh, okay. So like honors, basically.
Yeah.
That's
you had to
stupid.
keep like a 3.2 or something. I know, nerd.
I know, that's so stupid.
You had to keep like a 3.2 or whatever GPA, and
Yeah.
I got 2 C's. I think one of my professors like kind of gifted me a C because she liked me and didn't want me to drop out of school. So I
Yeah.
got 2 C's and then had to get straight A's the next semester to keep the scholarship, or I wouldn't have been able to. I couldn't have afforded to go there.
No, I don't think anyone can afford college. That's why we got to take out loans, right?
Yeah.
But I remember, I think I was calling my mom, telling her like, "Oh, I just want to come home from the summer. I'll do it online." And no way you're gonna do it online when you're at home, right?
Online's so hard.
Online, you don't learn anything.
I took one online class when I was in college. I dropped it.
But you just cheat. I mean, did
Yeah.
you use Chegg and all that stuff?
Like for the online class, or
Yeah.
well, even like a couple online classes for my master's. Yeah, I just looked them up online.
You have a master's?
No, I dropped out. That one did. See, online school's hard.
Yeah. See, online sucks. But
I
forgot that you were going for your master's. Actually, it was law, wasn't it?
No, that was another.
You dropped out of that?
No, I never got in. I got an okay score on the
The bar?
LSAT. The bar is
Oh.
the test at the end, so you got to take the LSAT to get in. I got like an okay score on that. I could have gotten in. Are we getting the mics working?
I was trying to nonchalantly tell you.
Get it a little closer.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, ended up doing okay on that, and then I was writing you got to write an entry paper, and I was like struggling to find. I was like, I don't know why I want to go to law school. It just kind of seems like I did good in undergrad. Like you got to do something, and I'm interested. I love to learn stuff, so I was like, I can probably do well in law school.
Yeah.
But I don't really I'm not like, I care so much about this one thing. I want to go to law school. So
I love it. Defend the defend the rights of the American citizen.
Yeah, and, like I didn't have any altruistic reasons. I was like, I could probably be good at it, and it will pay me well eventually.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel. I was like, if I can't figure out the reason I want to go to law school, I probably shouldn't go.
Yeah, at that point, it's like you could do anything and make a lot of money then.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a lot of time, a lot of money to put into something you're not passionate about. Like,
well, law school isn't cheap, right?
no, it's really expensive.
And then you'd be in debt for years.
Yeah.
While you're trying to fight these cases and
Defending
the criminals.
I'd defend the innocent. I'm a good guy.
You're the good guy?
Yeah.
I know. What is that with like, what are they? Are they a attorney? Is that what they're called?
Like defense attorneys?
Defense attorneys?
Yeah.
They're basically being paid, like, let's say 90% of the time the guy probably did the thing, but you're still getting paid to defend the guy and say he didn't.
That'd be hard.
But it's completely legal.
Yeah. It's important.
It is important.
Protects the innocent people.
Yeah, not all of them did stuff, but yeah. So yeah, you went to Kansas. You're not living in Needles anymore.
No, live in Oceano, right outside Pismo.
Pismo.
Yeah.
You better get a dirt bike.
I have a dirt bike.
Is it out there?
No, I got no storage.
Really?
It's really expensive out there, so I can't. I could find a place to store it, I imagine, but
you could probably like go ride the dunes if you wanted to, right?
I might bring it out there one of these days.
I'd like to go out there and check it out, but I heard they closed Pismo.
No, they cut off like, I don't know what percentage of it, but they've closed it down like over the years, kind of closed down where you could go.
Conserve the land.
Yeah. And then they're trying to do that more and more. They probably got defense.
Why do they
want to
do that?
For the wildlife, I don't know. I'm not saying I want it closed. I'm just saying that's why they want it.
There's a lot more land.
There is, yeah. And they're trying to, I don't know, they just hate everything in California.
They do hate everything.
Yeah.
They
hate fun.
They're like, I was just going to say they're the fun suckers.
Yeah.
They suck the fun out of everything. It's crazy because it used to be like such a cool place, right? Like back in the day, oh, we're going to California.
Mm-hmm.
We're going west. Cool. Yeah, it's awesome. Like, we still love going to Huntington.
That's kind of the shitty part about it is it's still really, really cool.
The only cool thing they have going for them is their landscape and their land.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, like, the vibe is cool there, too, and stuff.
That's kind of...
Their government just sucks.
Even, like the ocean and going to the beach and stuff, I think it's better out here. I don't really like the ocean that much. Unless you're, like, out on a boat or, like...
Do you like being on a boat?
I love boats.
On the ocean?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It would be, I'd go on cruises all the time if I wasn't banned.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I guess California's good. Lauren and I, we like to go to Huntington and stay right there, like, off Main Street and just walk the pier.
I
like,
you
don't know. You've never been. So you just lied to me?
I was just agreeing.
So where do you go? Oh, you just go to Pismo in that area, but you don't ever venture out?
A little bit. I want to go to, like, they're not that close, but I want to go up to, like, Big Sur. It's, like, a really nice...
I heard that's awesome for like pictures and videos.
Yeah, I want to go up there.
Yeah.
I want to go out to. I actually watched. What do you call it? What's the guy? Free Solo. You ever heard of that?
No, what's that?
Alex Honnold, I think is his name.
Something like that. The surfer guy?
No, he is a rock climber, but he climbs without ropes, which is kind of dumb, but kind of cool.
No, it's super dumb, but it's cool.
There's really no reason not to.
There's no reason to.
But he did that in Yosemite. He climbed El Capitan. It's like, and then he also climbed Half Dome. Those are like two of the biggest climbing areas in the world, I think.
Yeah.
And they're right there in the same valley. I want to go check that out just because I saw the movie, and it's a good movie. It's actually kind of a hilarious movie.
But think about how confident you have to be to, like, all right, I get you're climbing for like years and years, you have experience, but think about how confident you have to be to climb like one of the hardest hiking trails or whatever it's called free.
Yeah.
You're insane.
No one had ever done it. He was the first guy to do it. He did it a couple years ago. And he had, like, they go through it in the movie. He has, like, the little smallest crevices mapped out. Like, he knows exactly where he's going to step for, like, however many 1,000 feet. It's crazy. He put, like, so much time into it. But he's also not just confident.
Do you think he even thinks about dying?
So they go into that in the movie. He's, like, I describe him like Dexter. You ever seen Dexter?
No.
You've never seen Dexter?
No.
Okay, so this would make this reference a lot better if you had. But basically, Dexter is a serial. You know what it is?
Yeah, he's like a serial killer guy.
He's a serial killer, and his dad's a cop, so his dad sees it in a young age and like teaches him to only kill bad people and like how to fit in and hide his evidence.
So is the dad behind it?
The dad, like, basically he knows what he is and he knows he can't change it, so he's like, I might as well try to teach him to do good with it.
Yeah, like Batman, kind of.
I mean, with less. I mean, he's a lot more brutal about it. I don't want to give too much away. It's a good show. You should watch it. But where was I going?
We're talking about Dexter.
Oh, so the guy is like, Dexter takes on like a wife because he's like, that's what a normal guy would do. That'll make me look more normal. I don't want to stand out at all. So this guy's got a girlfriend the whole movie, and he does it for, like, I think the same reasons as Dexter. He's like, doesn't feel, he like, that's part of his climbing too, is like, he doesn't care.
He's just kind of crazy, like, not crazy, but he's so passionate about it. I don't care, I'll die.
He's like, and they all do. Like, the Free Solo guys, they all end up dying. Like, his friend died during the movie while they were filming it.
Jesus
he was doing a different climb, and his friend died. And he's like, well, yeah, that's what happens because we do this, and, like, it's super risky. So he's kind of accepted it and then, so it kind of was weird in the movie. His girlfriend is like, is there anything, like, if we got married or had a kid that would make you stop doing this? And he's just like, nah, I love doing this.
Yeah.
And just kind of blank and, like, and she's, like, kind of nagging him about it the whole movie. And it's just kind of a weird dynamic they have in the relationship, but it's also kind of hilarious.
Yeah. She just knows he's crazy.
Yeah.
So we started our own podcast, dude.
Yeah, got off on a tangent there. But, yeah, we're here.
Are we co-hosts or what is this thing?
I mean, we're at your house. You're hosting today.
This
but we'll
is my
switch
house.
We'll switch off hosting, I think.
But are you gonna come down for episodes or what?
I was kind of thinking about that today. We could do some out there like Zoom. I think that'd be a good way to get like guests or like get other people on, kind of get not just you and I the whole time, get something else fresh.
Yeah.
We could have like somebody else live and then I could zoom in or something.
Yeah, I want to go like full on Joe Rogan at this thing though. You know what I mean?
As
Like
far
I
as
want to
what? Like being successful?
like to the moon, yeah.
Yeah. Let's take it to the moon.
Because all I do is listen to podcasts and watch YouTube, and they
I
say
listen
you
to
should
Phillips
do
podcast.
whatever you like put your attention towards the most. And I listen to podcasts like probably an hour a day. So we're going to be podcasters.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So ask me some deep questions, dude.
Some deep questions.
This is what the people want to know.
That's really hard. How'd you get started with Day Night Media? That's not that deep, but it's a good.
How did I get
How did-
started? So
Actually, and I was thinking about this earlier too. How did you get started? Was it like flying drones at first, or was it photography at first? How did that, like, why that kind of niche?
yeah, how'd it happen?
Yeah.
So it kind of just, I I feel like whenever I talk to someone, I always go back to college. They're like, oh, this little college frat boy. But it goes back to college. So I went for engineering because I thought I was like good at math. And I used to like draw floor plans when I was a kid on pieces of
weird.
paper. Like, not that that's engineering, but I thought I liked to design stuff. And growing up in like construction with my family, like owning Phillips construction and stuff like that. So I kind of thought it was like in me almost to be an engineer or, you know, kind of follow that field. But then probably like my first semester in or second semester in, I just hated school. I hate that feeling of going to school or going anywhere and you just straight up don't want to learn it. And you're like, this is stupid. Like, what am I going to use this long math equation for ever in my life? Like, I just didn't see it. So after like a lot of debate with my parents, and I mean, not debate, but obviously they were like concerned because that was really all they like thought of me doing was like engineering. You know, I didn't really express any like interest in anything else. I rode dirt bikes and stuff like that, but what are you gonna do? Be a pro dirt bike racer? Like, that's a long shot, right?
Yeah.
So I was like kind of searching, and I ended up dropping my engineering major, and I knew I wanted to do something in business just because I thought it was a different avenue. Like, growing up in the business world with my uncle and my grandparents, and I was kind of always around businesses. So I got into the marketing the marketing program, and I ended up sticking with that. And it's hard out in Phoenix when you try to get an internship. Like, there's so much competition. Kids from ASU, kids from GCU, like kids are all over the place. So I applied for a couple internships and couldn't get anything. So I was like, all right, I'm a junior, like halfway through the year, and I have no experience or anything. Like, I'm graduating soon, so I need to do something. So when we were writing, like growing up as kids, not growing up, but, you know, teenagers and stuff, I would always be the one like filming and stuff, right? I would always be the one like making cool edits for me and Michael, or, you know, me and you or whoever. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start like a photography or video page almost. Like, just film ourselves riding dirt bikes and see where it goes. So I went from, you know, making cool edits of dirt bikes and then making cool edits of like Lauren and I in Vegas. And I kind of just like really got into YouTube. And I don't know if you know a guy his name's Jay Alvarez. He's like a big YouTube guy, and he was kind of the first person to start making cool edits on social media, because that's like kind of when everything started popping off. So I liked that a lot. So I just kept on working, doing video stuff, and I got better and better at it, and it kind of just took off from there. And then I was into the drone stuff because I remember my dad and I were watching it on TV, like the drone leagues. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool because they're going so fast. I didn't ever want to do anything like that, but I knew there was like slower drones for pictures and stuff, so I got that. And then I kind of just have an interest in drones, really. I think they're fun. Like, growing up, I'd always have RC cars and stuff like that, so I think it kind of makes sense. It's kind of like a floating RC car with a camera on it. So, yeah, that's kind of how I got into drones and stuff.
It kind of seems like it all came together pretty, like
Cool.
all meshed pretty well. I don't know if you thought about it when you first started about the long term, really. I'm
No.
sure you
Like,
did a little bit, but
a little bit,
ended
but
up like photography, videos, editing, drones. Like, you put a lot of good skills together that ended up meshing really well and then found a way to make money on it pretty quick, it seems like.
Yeah, I never said when I was a kid, like, I want to be a photographer or like a videographer. I didn't even really like calling myself that because I feel like I just put myself in a box. Like, it's not even really like that. It's not like a job, but it's kind of just like another job at the end of the day, you know? Like, I'm just doing my job using these tools to get the job done. But yeah, I mean, I think drones is really where things are going to take off for me. Not that I don't like the photography or like the videography stuff. I love doing that stuff, but like I have a passion for flying drones, I think. Like I definitely think that's my niche because it just seems to fit me a lot better. Yeah. But I don't know, dude. I guess it did kind of fall into place, and that's just how things happen. Not that you're the most pro God type of guy, but sometimes I feel like there's just a plan in place, you know, and if you put your mind towards it, you can get there.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
then
mean?
obviously a lot of hard work put into it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
I remember I'd have nights in college, like, I still feel bad about it to this day. Like, my junior year, I was kind of like a shell or like a little turtle. Like, I would never hang out with friends or, you know, I was like the lame friend who would never get out of his room. But I just knew for some reason, like, no, I got to stay here and finish this. Like, I have to work right now, or I have to do this, or like, no, you need to get out here. I'm like, no, because I know when I graduate, I got to have this like ready to go, or else I'm screwed because I have nothing else. What am I going to do? You know, I mean, I guess I did go like work my office job and stuff for the year. But that was never like a long-term plan.
You did make it a year at that one?
I made it a year.
That's big time.
It was a year. I mean, it's not that long.
I've
but
never
like,
made it a year.
yeah, I saw this quote on Instagram the other day, and I never like saw this before or anything, but I think my Uncle Lucas actually sent it to me. He said a job is supposed to be something that you like, you do for a short-term amount of time just to save money so you can like take a risk and start what you really want to do. So that's kind of like the mindset I had with my day job. Was I just worked and tried to save as much money as I could, create a nice little cushion, and then take the jump. I mean, I've only been out off my job for like a month now, you know, so I don't want to get like too ahead of myself, but it's been going good so far. Like,
Yeah.
so I just, you know, keep putting in that work, and it should keep coming. There's no guarantee, but you know,
Yeah. Keep working though. It
you just got to keep working.
figures itself out. You keep working.
Yeah. I mean, was that a good story or no?
It was a good story.
Was that good?
Yeah.
I feel like I could go in depth like a lot more areas, but we can do that later episodes
Yeah,
or whenever.
we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We editing a little bit out because I got this.
Yeah, you can do that.
I got to get that off. That was killing me.
All right, we're still recording on both. How long have we been going?
20 minutes?
23 minutes?
23 minutes?
How do
Pretty
you
good.
what do you want to go? Like an hour?
Yeah, shoot for an hour.
All right, what should we talk about next?
Um,
I feel like once we start doing this, we'll get better at like talking about stuff and just flowing and not really caring what we're talking about, because I feel like right now we're trying to tell a story almost because it's the first one.
yeah.
So I feel like when we get that following, people won't care. They'll just like, you know, tune in.
I know it is hard to keep naturally flow into something different too.
I've probably never talked to you this long in my whole life.
No, not like just one-on-one.
You know
you
what?
got a cool shirt on.
No, yeah, this wasn't planned at all. I opened the door. I was like, "Hey, nice shirt." He's like, "You got to change it."
Yeah, I was gonna. It was this or I got a cool tiger shirt. It's not that cool, but it's cool.
I had a feeling you were gonna wear one of my shirts, though. I got a hat for you in there, complimentary.
Oh, all right. I need a new hat.
You actually need to take that one off and put mine. No, just kidding.
Wear it backwards.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about you, man. Anything you want to get off your chest?
Not really.
No. Anything you want to tell the people?
Anything I want to tell the people?
What do they need to know?
I don't know. We talked. I got a job. I got health insurance.
Do we want to get into the juicy stuff?
What juicy stuff?
I don't know, man.
I don't have any juicy stuff this episode. I've just been reading about like. Well, we were talking, kind of other things we can talk about during this. We kind of have always talked about conspiracy theories and like government stuff and economics, and
They're not theories, man.
we'll have to get some tinfoil hats for the podcast. But I don't know. We can talk about some of that stuff. I was going to talk about that we were talking about earlier in the week, the Citizens United stuff, and then I blew off looking at any of that because
I don't even know what that is.
basically, and this is just like surface level what I got. It was a ruling in 2010, Citizens United v. Federal Elections Commission. Basically, the Supreme Court ruled that
You're good. Keep going.
the Supreme Court ruled that you can there's no cap on what businesses can give for election funds, and
It's so stupid just hearing you say it. Like, it's all so corrupt.
Yeah,
so they can
so
just get
basically
unlimited funding?
Yes, and there may be some caveats, but basically they can just pay an election fund. They're not paying the person directly per se, but they can pay into their election fund as much as they want. And I'm sure there's a billion loopholes as to how that benefits
Oh, there's all
them.
the loopholes,
Yeah.
man. Who do you
So-
think's creating the laws?
Yeah, exactly. So now they can pay the people making
There's
the
not
laws.
just a citizen making the laws and thinking, oh, this is right. you
No,
know?
no. And so they can just give as much money as they can. And I was going to go deeper, but then I was watching The Terminal List. Have you seen that at all on Amazon?
Oh, was that with Chris Pratt?
Yeah,
That's brand new, isn't
it's
it?
really good, yeah.
Really?
I was watching that with Trent and Michaela, and I went ahead. Don't tell them.
Yeah.
I've gone way ahead. Ended up, he said something about Zoroastrianism. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I've only read it, but I was like, oh, Zoroastrianism. That's like a ancient Persian religion. And Trent's like, how do you like? Because they always joke too. I don't remember anything. Like people
Yeah.
are telling stories, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that happened.
But you remember that stuff.
But like I read something, and just I think because I like history and I love those topics and stuff. So then all week I've been reading about Zoroastrianism and Persian religion and how that influenced Christianity in.
Well, did you listen to that? Did I send you that Steve-O podcast with Tom DeLonge?
Yeah, I listened to that.
Did you listen to that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't see how he's the craziest guy of all time because he is, but all of his stuff's also really legit.
You know what I think? And I hate to say this, but I think when he went on Rogan, he almost made him look bad a little bit. Because, like, after listening to the podcast with DeLonge and Steve-O, like, he kind of just seemed like a normal dude. But when he was on the podcast with Rogan, he kind of seemed like a little, like, gun shy or a little weird. Like, he didn't want to talk about certain stuff. Did you listen to him on Rogan?
This is a long time ago, right?
So, yeah, I think
don't
what happened is, like, that's when he was uncovering a lot of stuff. And so he was scared to, like, basically let out classified information.
I would be too.
But he lets out all his classified information. Like,
I don't see how he does that. How he talks about all this stuff. If he really is working with the government, how does he just?
so let's just, these people haven't heard it. So what he talks about. So Tom DeLonge is the lead singer of Blink-182. He was the lead singer. He's the best lead singer they've ever had.
Mm.
Where are you?
Keep going.
It might sound good with these good mics we have. But he is like all into UFOs and stuff, and you can kind of tell if you listen to his music. So he had to like end up leaving the band because he was pursuing these UFOs and doing all this government stuff, and they just thought he was weird. So he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go do this.
Mhm.
But yeah, he basically got in with the government and like, because he's just a normal dude, right? And he was a normal dude going to the government saying, hey, I know about all this stuff, and the people need to know about all this stuff. We're gonna tell them, you're gonna help me out. So let's figure out a way to do it. So that's basically like what he has to do with all this.
He just like strong armed
Yeah.
the federal government.
Well, I guess he said that people have been in the government, like have been kind of pushing for it. So it was kind of perfect timing.
And he kind of found the right people to help him
Yeah,
out
he found the right investors, the right people, like ex-generals and, you know, that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
attorneys or whatever. But what he had said is that my phone or
I don't
yours?
know. It's not mine. Cut it.
Oh, Gavin's calling me.
Special guest appearance on the first one.
I was going to answer it, but he hung up. But what was I saying? Oh, about UFOs. Let's just get to it.
Okay.
He said UFOs aren't even from other planets.
They're from other dimensions.
They're from other dimensions.
I don't know if
What does that mean?
I don't know if I'm buying it.
I buy it.
I don't.
I mean, I think they could still be from other planets.
I'm on the, and that was the other name of this show. Possibly was we're fucked because we are that they're from Russia or China.
That's always the consistent we come to. But they could still be from other planets. Maybe their form of travel is just dimensional. Like they found out like a time warp almost, right? Like a time machine type of thing.
I don't know.
No? I know.
Blows my mind. I don't know. It's possible.
I think it's really possible, man.
I just don't know how it all worked, but I don't know how.
But so why they have all this? They have all this classified information. They've had it forever. They just don't want to release it because they don't know how we're gonna take it. Like, what happens if you just tell? What happens if Brandon gets up on the microphone?
Brandon.
Didn't want to say his real name, but he gets up on the mic and just tells us all, "Hey, the aliens are here and they're real and they live in our oceans."
I mean, I'd be cool with it.
Wouldn't people freak out?
Yeah, but I think they'd freak out about a lot of things that
They do live in our oceans, dude.
I don't know if I'm buying it.
I buy it all.
All the classified stuff I think is like man-made. We've gotten really good at creating technology, and there's like even your average. He's not your average guy, but a fighter pilot. Most of them aren't going to be told about. Just average Joe. Me, fighter pilot, same
I was
guy.
going to say it, but I didn't.
Fuck those guys, honestly. They don't do shit. Just kidding.
Yeah. Sorry.
But as far as classified information goes, they're not going to get all of it. So when they see things flying around way faster than they could imagine, like crazy patterns, why it's not out of the realm of possibility that could just be something that's super classified, only handful of people know about, and like all these average Joe fighter pilots wouldn't hear about it. That's my theory.
You don't think so? You think it's all man-made?
Yeah.
Human-made?
Yeah.
There's no other like forms of life or different versions of humans from the past that are still around or something like that?
I'm going with no.
Why, man? Isn't that way cooler?
It is way cooler, but it's also way cooler that if we just came up with it's also cool if we just came up with awesome technology on our own. And we're just the best things out there in the universe. That's what I'd like to believe.
I mean, it might be true, but we don't know.
We don't.
There's no answers.
That's why all these theories are awesome.
But dude, I think there's definitely other life forms out there. I think there's probably like thousands of other life forms that we don't even know about on Earth, and they're just so smart that we don't even know about them. Think about how deep the ocean is. The ocean's so deep, we can't even get to the bottom to research what's there.
I think we've got to the bottom.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
Dude, you can't go to the bottom of the ocean.
We just can't stay down there very long.
But you can't research anything.
That's true.
How are you going to research the whole ocean?
I don't know. I also don't get the thing, like, we haven't, like,
the thing about space and the ocean.
We've explored more of space than the ocean. How's that possible?
I know, like, all right, why don't you guys start paying attention to the ocean a little more?
Also, I think it's happening, but why don't we just pull water out of the ocean?
I think there's a way. Yes, there is. I think I read this probably like a couple years ago, but I heard this guy like in the 60s or something. He came up with a water-fueled engine or water-propelled engine, whatever the right term is, you know? And then like several years later, he was just found dead. I think that kind of stuff is true, dude. Think about this. If you're at the top of the oil food chain, you know, and you hear about this jackass who just used water to propel an engine or fuel an engine, you're like, oh my God, we got to get rid of this guy. He's going to destroy this whole industry, right?
Yeah.
We got to take him out. It's the 60s, whenever it is.
You can kill everybody in the 60s.
You can kill everyone in the 60s.
Knock people off left and right.
It's not that far-fetched.
No.
So I think there's tons of stuff out there tons of information out there that people have, but they just don't want to release because there's a cash grab or it's like, you know, not the right time.
I think that's what we got going on with Lake Mead right now.
Cancer?
Oh, maybe cancer too. That feels too heavy for this one.
Yeah, no, Lake Mead sounds a little easier.
But the Lake Mead thing, there's just no water in Lake Mead. You could blame that on the drought, or you could blame it on people stealing water to create some kind of crisis.
What is that about? People stealing water?
Yeah, that's happened before in history.
Like what?
Like the LA water crisis.
They said they were out of water, so they stole it from somewhere. We don't have any water over here.
They built a big old aqueduct, and like it's called the Rape of Owens Valley.
Wow. And
they built a giant aqueduct and like stole all the water from one group of people so they could divert it to LA. It's crazy stuff.
Sounds like a cash grab to me.
Yeah. I think that's
people with power just doing what they want.
Yep.
Hopefully they don't come after us.
No, they won't.
No, not at all.
No, we're good.
But yeah, dude, why isn't there any water in Lake Mead? What's going on?
It's either that or drought. It's one or the
You think someone's still in water?
possible.
But you think, wouldn't they be able to like track that?
Yeah, they could. Yeah, they just don't release the information.
Here's what I think is happening. No. I think it's just we're not getting any rain, man.
That's probably more likely.
But the water supposedly comes from Colorado, right?
Yeah. And then there's other like tributaries and runoff.
So is Colorado in a drought?
So Colorado, like 2 years ago, I think it was maybe more than that now. Maybe like 2019 had like one of the best snow years it had ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
So why is there no water?
I have no idea. And then right now, I think like Montana, Wyoming, that area, Yellowstone, they had to like block off huge chunks of Yellowstone because it's being flooded right now. I think the water's just other places.
Yeah, it seems like there's plenty of water.
There's a shitload of water.
Like, you ever been to Canada?
Never been.
There's
Sucks.
a lot of water there. Seems like we could just take water and move it somewhere else.
I think so.
Have you ever been to Hawaii?
No, kind of lame.
It sucks. No, but dude, there's tons of water there.
It's almost all water.
Dude, I feel like, oh, someone is calling me.
Who is it?
Sean Caron. I got to turn this on Do Not Disturb because because I'm so tuned to hearing my phone's vibration.
Mhm.
You can like hear it at the smallest amount. That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah, once your phone starts going off, it's over.
Yeah.
You keep your phone on Do Not Disturb a lot? Because I always get those whenever I text you, phone's on Do Not Disturb.
No, dude, everyone tells me that, but I don't. I updated my phone to like the 15 or whatever it is, and ever since I did that, everyone's been saying like, "Hey man, like, do you not want to text me or something?" Like, I don't. What are you talking about? They're like, you put me on Do Not Disturb.
I'm getting the same thing from
Like,
you.
I didn't do anything, dude.
You put your co-host on Do Not Disturb.
No, I don't know what that is, but sometimes I put on Do Not Disturb like at night, probably 8 o'clock. I'll put it on Do Not Disturb just because I don't want to hear my phone go off, and it would suck if something really someone's trying to get a hold of me.
Find out about it in the morning.
Oh my god. But yeah, I keep it on vibrate most of the time because
Me
I
too.
just don't like to hear it.
Yeah, ringtones are dumb.
And then I'm on it like probably 6 hours a day, which I don't believe that stat.
You get the screen time stat.
Yeah.
You got 6 hours.
I mean, I probably average like 4 or 5.
I'm up.
But like probably 3 of those are like business stuff, but the other 3 are just I'm addicted.
Yeah, I'm up to like 8. I think.
Are you serious?
I don't do anything. I don't have any friends where I live.
Yeah.
And then I watch like TV or movies. I just watch on my phone, so I think that goes to screen time. So if I like,
It does. But
Watching-
it doesn't really count though, right?
no,
No.
no, not at all.
The amount of time you're on your screen doesn't count.
No.
What else do we want to talk about, dude? I'm exhausted.
I don't know if we have any planned today.
Should we get Lauren in here?
We get Lauren in here. Special guest appearance, Lauren.
No, I don't think she wants to. She said earlier, I don't want to hear you guys talking.
Should she leave?
Yeah, she
doesn't-
left.
She
She's
doesn't
pissed.
believe in the
No.
in the pod.
But I talk so much that she gets tired of me talking.
We'll probably talk some UFC in the future.
Yeah, I mean, we could do like fight companions and stuff. Maybe
We
like
could.
for 2 fights or like 3 fights or something.
Some motocross and
Oh, here's what I want to talk to you about. Did you see they're coming out with a new Supercross series?
yeah.
World Supercross? What's that? Is that Feld or Monster Energy? What is that?
That is Feld, I believe.
So, like, what is it? And here's what's interesting. I saw that there's like investors from Saudi Arabia.
Really?
Yes.
Are you serious?
So, look, you hear about the Live Golf?
Yeah.
They just basically like overtook PGA and took all their top players because they're paying them more money. Now that's what's the same thing they're doing in Supercross. Are Saudis coming for our sports?
I think they are.
Right?
I think they're coming for everything, honestly. They're
The
kind of
Chinese coming after our products, our, that kind of stuff. Saudis are coming for our sports.
It's a problem.
They say there's money in it.
That
And-
is kind of cool though in Supercross. Like,
Guys get paid.
yeah, like there is kind of a limited pool. It's
Yeah.
hard. Like you talked about going after that dream. It's kind of a long shot, and if you're not at the top end of it, you're really not making shit. Probably losing a lot of money.
Here's what's interesting. it's kind of a crazy format. So you get signed onto it, but I guess you don't know what team or bike you're riding. You get randomly thrown on to like a team, and because it's like Saudi invested, it's a completely different format. Each team gets the same amount of funds, so there's no like competitive edge or anything.
You don't have just Star Yamaha. Blowing
Yeah, like Star
everybody out.
Yamaha versus like Joe Blow Suzuki or whatever. You know?
They're gonna make Suzukis that don't have to have Kickstarters.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. Like it's kind of a level playing field almost.
That's
but
pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool because the bike's got to be all pretty even, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's definitely better bikes than the other.
I mean,
If you're nitpicking it.
If they're all kind of getting, because like even on the GP series, they all have way better bikes than like what
Because
the
they have
Americans-
works bikes and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So I'm sure if all the teams are getting equal funding and like there's a lot of money going to it, they're all going to be pretty, maybe not even, but there's gonna be a lot put into all of them.
I was listening to Pulp MX, not to create enemies already.
Oh, we got enemies.
Yeah, we do?
Fuck Steve Mathis.
That's what I'm saying. But I was listening. Him and Jason Thomas were talking about it.
Fuck Jason.
I can't
Thomas.
stand Jason Thomas.
I can't stand either of them.
He just complains about everything there is to complain about.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I think it's pretty cool, but yeah, man, I think it kind of sucks at the same time. Or he just whenever he talks, I'm just like, what are you talking about, dude? You're just complaining about something.
Yeah, the only time I like Steve Mathis is when he's owning Jason Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to like Steve Mathis. I mean, I don't got anything against the guy, but
Fade on sight.
let's just say I put him over a berm on site
Oh, I would too.
out
I've
of
ever seen
Western
him-
MX.
If I see him at Western, he's going over the berm.
I've seen him out there a few times.
You didn't pull the trigger on it?
No, I didn't put him over the berm. I guess it didn't. I kind of felt like a bad person when I thought about it.
I think he's dodging me.
You think so?
Yeah. He's
Well, because you guys were kind of competitors for a while.
We were, yeah.
Top of the line MX.
Yeah.
What's that about?
That's just articles written about there's also top of the line entertainment out there.
What's that?
Just articles on all kinds of stuff.
Do you still do that?
No, I haven't in a long time.
Okay. So you're a journalist.
Part-time.
Did you make your own website?
Yeah.
How?
Just
GoDaddy?
no, what was it?
Wix or
One of them, yeah. I think I got one on Wix. I got one. Sometimes you just got to make a website and not ever post anything to it.
Mm-hmm.
What did I make the first one on? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
One of
matter.
the random website hosting platforms. I never bought my own.
You never paid for it.
Yeah, so it's still like the. Oh, it was WordPress. WordPress.
Well,
was
dude,
the
you might
first
have to start to get that going again if we get a following.
one. I know. That'd actually be kind of cool. I do like writing. That's something I'd like to do more.
You could be top of the line, and I'd be Day Night Media. So we'd post all of our dirt bike media on top of the line, produced by
Do
Day
that.
Night Media.
Synergy, I think, is what that's called.
I think that could be pretty cool.
That would be cool. See if I can start writing again. I have been writing. I got into script writing, screenwriting.
Are you?
I'm not very good at it. I have a full. It's like 75 pages. They're supposed to be like 90.
You wrote 75 pages
Yeah.
of what?
So it's growing up, I love movies. Watch movies constantly. And love like all the Adam Sandlers, like the irreverent comedies and like all the sport, like dodgeball, basketball, all that. So I wrote like a
What was it called?
cornhole- Huh?
Basketball?
That's a movie, yeah.
Oh.
No, that's not my movie. That's a movie.
Oh.
That's like a classic, like late
Yeah.
90s, early 2000s irreverent sports comedy. So I wanted to kind of write that for cornhole because we play cornhole all the time, and there is no
Yeah.
movie for that. And I honestly think it would kind of be a. We lose.
Oh, dang it. We lost camera two. What the heck? I wonder how long that's been off for. Oh, I think it got to 30 minutes and it did that.
Or are we just over 30 minutes in?
We're at 45 minutes. So for the
Oh,
last
damn.
15 minutes, it's just been a camera on me. So that's just how it's going to go.
That'll work.
That'll work.
Still working the kinks out. It's early.
So, all right, we're back at 45 minutes with the Kobee cam.
But yeah, so I started like trying to write that, and that is in secondary editing phases of it. But
That's
I'd like
crazy,
to
though. How
finish
do you
that.
just come up with a movie?
so it's basically just formatting. Really, like all movies or most movies. Obviously, there's outliers, but a good chunk of movies follow the same format. Like you have your opening scenes where you like establish who the characters are, like what's going on, and like all of the movie terminology and stuff, and then you have like a turn that makes them have to go pursue something.
Yeah.
And then you have like highs and lows.
So it's like a intro, then a climax,
yeah.
and then a payoff type deal.
Yeah. And so like it really we could go into all like the details of it, but it doesn't really matter. But so basically as long as starting off you kind of follow that format, you can get the structure of it down pretty good. And obviously, like, I have so much more to learn in it. I'm not that good at it. I just kind of wanted to see if I could write a full screenplay.
Yeah.
Basically just started going with, like, the structure and then filling it in with...
What's it about?
It's about...
Tell me the storyline.
So...
Is it crazy?
Kind of based on me, because we play cornhole all the time in the backyard.
Yeah.
And in sports in general, I'd say basically everything in general, I have a problem with getting mad. And
you have a temper problem?
A little bit of a temper, yeah.
Okay.
And so the main character gets kicked out of like the main cornhole league. Like he was a pro cornhole player and gets kicked out and like can't play in them now. And then somebody he meets convinces like, why don't you just start your own? So then it goes into like him setting up a tournament and finding a place for it and like just everything that would go into setting up a tournament. And then he almost gets kicked out of his own tournament at I can't give away the end. But,
yeah, you can't tell everyone.
But basically, yeah, he gets kicked out.
So basically about a guy who's playing cornhole. He's a failure, gets kicked out.
He's not a full failure.
He makes his way back and wins the championship. Kind of like that.
Basically, yeah.
That's crazy. You have 75 pages on that.
Yeah. Like when from what I've seen, 90 is about. So it's supposed to be like a minute per page.
Yeah.
So that would be like a hour 15-minute movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, there'd be a whole lot. There'd be a ton of changes to it and stuff and editing, but generally, I think you shoot for like 90 pages.
Yeah. All right, dude. We're at 45 minutes. I think we try to make it to an hour. What do you think?
Let's make it.
All right. What else? I feel like I had so much more that I wanted to talk about. I feel like we should talk about like our childhood and stuff. I feel like that's what people want to hear.
Our childhoods?
Like growing up in needles and stuff, because that's what they can relate to.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just throw this out there. Not to make it awkward or anything, but not the earliest memory I have, but earliest memory I have of being at your house. Remember, do you remember this when I came over to your house that one time and you had all those BB guns in your closet?
Was it Safari?
Yeah.
Was I living on
it was
Safari?
The same house.
Okay.
You had like this rifle, this shotgun or pistol, and I was probably being annoying or something. Because I was a lot younger than you guys, so I was probably like the annoying young kid. And I remember you telling me like, I was probably crying about something. And you're like, if you don't like it, you can leave. I was like, damn, dude. All right, I might leave.
Yeah, I think I'm less of a dick now than I
Yeah,
was
so
as
maybe
a
you
little
did
kid.
have a temper problem.
I was kind of a dick as a kid.
I was probably annoying though, like the annoying younger kid.
I think that probably some truth to all of it.
Yeah.
Because you were what, like?
I was.
You're
How
probably
old are you?
2 years. I'm 20. I'll be 26 this year.
You're 25, so 2 years.
Kind of makes a bigger difference when you're like.
Yeah, like 13 and then or like 10 and then an 8-year-old. Yeah, there's a little difference there, but I remember that I don't think we like hung out for like a couple months after that. I was so pissed.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's all right, dude. I don't know why I still remember that.
I apologize.
It's pretty traumatic.
I'm glad we could clear that up on the first.
Yeah, let's just clear that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you lived up the street from me pretty much your whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys ever live anywhere else?
So we moved there probably like around that same time.
Really?
When I was like 10 or 12, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
We lived up on the hill, over by like.
Isn't Safari the hill?
So when I say the hill, I'm talking about like up by the softball fields, that neighborhood. Like.
That's it. That's
like,
the hill?
That's the hill, yeah. You're saying Safari's the hill?
I'm saying Safari's the hill.
I don't think so.
But it does make sense. It seems like it's higher in elevation over there.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't studied any topographical
I'm just
maps.
trying to make sure you're not talking shit about Gates.
No, I love it out there. I do think Gates made me a... I'm not going to go into all that.
What?
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 No, but I grew up... I grew up over there, basically, when I was like a little kid.
Yeah.
With like... Which that was really cool. And it kind of sucked, like, first moving over there because I was like a little kid. I lived by, like, Lake, Sean, Drew.
Peru Crew.
Yeah.
See, I was too young for the Peru crew, and I basically lived on the other side of the world being in safari. We
Yeah,
didn't have
that's how it
cars
was
or
for me.
anything.
So I moved like at like 10 to 12 years old, just in the neighborhood around the corner from all of my friends, and moved. Which it's anyone in the cities probably thinks this sounds ridiculous. Moved a mile away, basically.
Dude,
And
I
was
wish
like,
I lived over
I'll
there.
never see those guys again.
I wish I was part of the Peru crew because I hear all these guys talking about it, like, yeah, go to the skate park, Peru crew, you know, whatever. I was like, yeah, I don't really know what you guys are talking about.
I missed a lot of it. I think because
I remember like going over to Scott's house, Scott Phillips, because I think maybe Zarek was over there. Zarek lived right there, right? But I remember going over there and like seeing his turtles all the time.
yeah, and we used to go to Scott's all the time. And as a little kid, it's kind of funny looking back on because we would all go hang out over there, and then like kind of seemed like one day he just didn't want us all hanging out over at his house.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
I
get
was
all these little kids out of my house.
As a little kid, I'm like, damn, we can't hang out at Scott's anymore. But then I'm looking back, I'm like, yeah, why the fuck would he want little kids just running around his house constantly?
There's probably an age where it's like kind of weird for him, where it's like, all right, now I can't, like, these kids are kind of just dickheads now.
Yeah.
I don't want them over here. They're just eating all my food.
Imagine if you just had like 4 8-year-olds running around your house.
Like,
right
I have
now.
no food now, and they're making my house filthy.
Yeah, all my towels are on the ground outside, wet.
Yeah, like we're kind of like one age group separated, but it was kind of the same because we all lived in the same town. But I grew up like hanging out with Derek and like I think me and Trenton used to hang out a lot, and I think me and Lake used to hang out like a good amount, but like I can't remember, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if you know Kaysen.
No.
He recently passed away to R.I.P. But we used to hang out because he was over there in Gates, like where the Andrades live. So we would go over there, and I'd drive my little Razor over there. But yeah, there was no one over there for the longest time except for me, really. Like all my friends would always want to come over to my house because supposedly I had the coolest house, you know.
You got some cool stuff. You got a track. You got a pool.
Yeah, but dude, I'd get so fed up. I'd be like, why do you guys always want to come to my house? Like, I want to go to your house. You know how it is when you're always hanging out at your house. Like, you want to get out.
See, I was different. I liked hanging out in my house.
Really?
Yeah.
I had like this weird anxiety, like, oh, they're gonna make my room dirty, or you know, they're gonna be too loud and wake my parents up, or
I think
something
it was
like that.
because I've always I love taking naps and like would just go to sleep. I love being at home.
Yeah,
kind
you
of
are a
for
nap guy.
Selfish reasons, I could just go to sleep whenever I wanted.
Yeah, that's a wild reason to want to hang out at your house.
Like, fuck you guys. You guys can hang out. Try to keep it down. I'm gonna go to sleep.
For some reason, I feel like I might remember that. Like, where'd Kobee go? Like, oh, he's sleeping.
I even like a couple years ago, kind of, it wasn't bad, but developed a reputation of being ready to go to sleep and just kicking everyone out.
Yeah, I think I might remember that.
I've pulled that move a few times.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna take a nap. Like, dude, it's 11:30.
That's the perfect time to take a nap. It's always the perfect time to take a nap.
Yeah, man. There's just me and Gates. Who did I hang out with? I hung out with Derek, Frankie, Trenton. I think that's really all I hung out with when I was younger. But and then Michael, and like Gavin and them. But so Michael moved over to Gates. Me and Michael didn't like really hang out that much when we were little kids. We hung out like a few times at his house. Remember that 2-story house he used to have?
No.
The Weisses live in it now.
Oh, over on the hill.
Yeah. So me and Michael, we weren't really friends then, and I would always hear about like, oh my god, that crazy house. And we started hanging out when he moved to that 1-story house, but then he moved over to Safari, and we like became good friends, because he had a quad and I had my little mini Razor. Remember that? And we would just go romp it, like.
That's what's cool about living out. I guess anywhere in Needles, you're kind of right by the desert.
Yeah.
But where we are, you're really.
We thought we were Bryce Menzies.
Who's it?
Like the trophy truck guy.
Okay.
That's where kind of we started making videos, actually.
Okay.
It was like ourselves on our stupid little 50s and riding in the Razor and on the quads.
I remember you used to have a lot of. I think when I saw him was on the 110.
Yeah.
On the track back there.
Yeah. So what happened is I had a 50 when I was a little kid, when I was like 8 years old. And then my dad sold it because I wasn't riding it a lot, because I was probably just a punk. And then I didn't really think about riding dirt bikes or anything. And then I started hanging out with Michael, and there's just a 110 that's been sitting there for like years. And I hadn't really been riding at all, so I was kind of like terrible. So I just started riding that for fun, and like got good at it, and that's what my vehicle was.
Then ended up being really good at it.
Yeah, then like ended up just being in my blood.
Turns out you're just really good on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I think I probably had some good mentors,
Yeah.
some good people to teach me
Yeah.
how. You know, yeah, man.
Damn. We'll edit this part out. We hit a lull. How's the editing going to be on this?
I don't think it'll be too bad. I think there's only like 2 parts that we have to edit out. I mean, at the end of the day, we really don't even have to edit out all that other stuff. We could just let it ride,
Yeah.
like Rogan style.
Just let it ride. Get gradually kind of phase out the little silences. Get better at talking.
The people can bear with like the 10 seconds of nonsense.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of people don't listen to the early ones anyway.
I don't think we said anything that I have to cut out, did we?
No, I almost went into it. We can talk after.
All right, man. Is there anything else we want to get off our chest? I think we're just about at the hour point, and I'm exhausted.
When is how do you want to handle the next one? We can kind of air that out on the
I don't
air.
know, dude. When will you be in town next?
I don't know. I don't have any plans for. Probably. I think the next couple weekends I am gonna go check out like the area a little more.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to do that. Actually, go out and like go to, because Yosemite's still like 4 hours, but it's not. I don't have friends.
Yeah, dude, you got to get out.
I don't have friends.
You got to get
where I
out more,
live,
man.
So I might as well just go check it out.
We should just turn this into a comedy podcast, though.
I feel
Like
like
Theo Vaughn and King of Sting.
all podcasts are kind of comedy podcasts.
Yeah. I
It's
don't
gotta
know.
be funny.
I love Theo Vaughn, but I feel like I just steal all of his jokes.
I know. I got to stop listening to the podcast so I don't try to steal things from him.
You got to tighten up, bruh.
He's a different kind of person.
Yeah. So, I mean, going forward, I mean, if I feel like I want to have a guest on or, you know, I feel like I want to do a podcast, are you cool with me just firing it up and
Podcast cheating?
podcast without you?
Yeah. Yeah, do it.
I mean, for the time being, got to
Fire
get
it
it
up.
off the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. Like, we can't just do them every once a month or once every 2 months. Like, when I'm in town, it just will never get traction.
Like in the beginning, I'll just say like, yeah, Kobee couldn't make it or something.
Fuck that guy. He's
Yeah.
out.
For the next 10 episodes, Kobee couldn't make it.
But yeah, I'll make it a point to get to town too. I'm sure I'll get to a point when I'm bored out there and just want to come to town. So
Yeah, and then
I'd say
yeah. If you listen to it this far, it will get better. We'll have some more juicy stuff to talk about and get more comfortable.
get a little more structure, maybe.
Maybe get a little more structure. Maybe not.
Figure out at least how it should flow.
But I feel like, okay, I'm really trying to mimic Rogan. Maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. But I feel like he has no structure and he just lets it ride.
So that's why, like, I think other people coming on will be good too, because I think if it's just the same 2 people,
Yeah.
we'll have to have some kind of structure or like
I want to have guests.
definitely ideas to talk about, so it's not just
Think about like if me and you were interviewing someone, or like not interviewing, but like we're the hosts and then they're our guests.
yeah. I think that'd be cool. That'd be the way to do it.
Okay, let's think about like possible future guests just to get some buzz going. Who would be like a good guest that you'd want to talk to?
You go
Yeah.
first. You put me on the spot. Who do you think would be a good
Well, I
guest?
put you on the spot. I don't know, dude. I mean, I think like some local people, maybe like anyone we can really get on here, because I feel like we'll have a hard time maybe getting people on here.
So, I like the local people idea, just to. I think because people will find it like entertaining. It'll at least give
Yeah.
other people a reason, like, hey, so and so is on this podcast. I'll go check it out.
I'm thinking like maybe JJ, you know, the golf pro, or
Yeah.
maybe like Zarek, or like a couple of our buddies or something like that.
Yeah,
People we grew up with, or
just kind of. I think like random friends, like you're saying, and then every once in a while, like somebody from the community that's just like doing something. Like JJ's got the golf course. He's got
Yeah.
his podcast. Like somebody
Yeah.
that's doing something.
someone who's doing something cool, or like cooking with Charlie's mom, Jordan.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I feel like she's got a lot of good stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't think it's that hard to get people, though.
I don't
so
think-
when I was
yeah.
writing, I had like 8 articles, and I never got the interview with him, but that's kind of my fault because I didn't push hard enough.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Blake Wharton about getting an interview.
Yeah.
And then things
That's
kind
pretty
of
cool. Well, he probably just thinks, he doesn't look too far into it. He just thinks some journalist is hitting him up and wants an interview. He's like, oh, okay,
And
I'll do it.
He's super receptive. I think on his page, it's like, hey, like, you got questions about writing, like, DM me. Like, he's super open to talking to fans. And so I just DM'd him and was like, hey, I'm trying to start up writing. Like, could I do an interview with you?
Dude, I think we could take it wherever. Like, whatever avenue. Like, if we want to maybe one day get, like, some crazy supercross guy, we could do that. Like, we just got to work our way up to it.
Yeah, just be consistent, and then we got the hookups.
You do know a few guys.
I know the people.
You could talk to your people. We could get this thing going. We can make it happen.
We can.
We'll see you soon, Ken Roxon. No.
He'll probably be sick. He can't make it.
Oh, stop. He's joking.
This is a, what is it? Never mind.
What?
No,
Say it, man.
I can't think of the name of the...
Unfiltered.
This is an Epstein Bar free zone. You're welcome
Yeah,
here.
we don't want none of that sickness. But, yeah, we could go crazy. We could get, like, maybe people have, like, killed people or...
That'd be awesome. Why did you kill them? Do you admit to killing them?
Maybe not criminals. Maybe people have done, like, really good things.
White-collar crime.
Yeah, like fraud or...
Yeah. And a little fraud never hurt anybody.
I'm trying to think of some, like...
I don't think it's that hard, though. If you just reach out, if we're consistent and, like, make a point to reach out to start off with, like, kind of like Blake Wharton, no offense.
Do you love Blake Wharton?
I'm a huge Blake Wharton fan. Just in the prime of me being a kid and watching Supercross.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I don't know why I was like a Blake Wharton fan. Like his rookie year when my dad won Fantasy Supercross, I was like, but Dad, you got to pick this guy. Nobody picked him, and he's
You
like,
just like his hair.
Yeah, he's got good hair. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you found it. He's got cool hair.
But yeah, man, I think we're running out of time on the camera. I can see it. It's got a minute left, so
All right.
I think we're gonna wrap it up. If you've made it this far, thanks for listening, and we'll get better at this. But just keep tuning in.
See you next time.
Subscribe.
Oh, we got to say all the names again. Into the Essence, a top-of-the-line podcast brought to you by Day Night Media.
The #1 podcast in the world.
Yes, absolutely.
Soon. All right. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because that's what really counts. You guys will get notifications and all that stuff. So thanks for tuning in. See you soon.